Whale it! Greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your Star Wars Dad, Nooch Too Good, here today to talk about spending in the game. How much should you spend? Should you spend? How does spending make you feel? And, you know, there's a very simple answer to all of this, honestly, for should you spend in the game. But I'm going to talk about, you know, my experience with spending in the game and not spending, playing free-to-play accounts, playing pay-to-play accounts, etc., all along the way. But first, a quick note. I actually recorded this once already, and I'm trying to get out of town here today to go see my grandpa. But I had two sets. You guys know I'm kind of fiddling around with more music on the channel. I actually had two sets of music playing, so I'm re-recording the first 5 minutes here. So at some point, I'm going to transition over to the other video where, anyway, you'll see there in a minute. So, should you spend in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Now, here's the thing. The first thing I'm going to note is, guys, I'm going to tell you a lot of stuff here. I'm going to tell you about, you know, I think you have to be able to control your spending and understand that if your spending or your gambling or whatever is impacting your family, you need to stop. You probably need to quit the game. If you can't control it, you need to probably move on and do something else. But I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible. I give examples. I know we got people watching an age from like in their 60s down to their, you know, 10s on watching the channel here. And I get that people down at the lower end, you know, 10 to 20, 25 might be more. You know, I'll call anybody under 30 a kid. You might be more impacted by the fact that I just started to spend $100 a week on my hyperdrive account. But I'm not telling you to spend. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And guys, I'm running a channel here and I'm having fun. I've got my full free-to-play account, which I've had for almost 3 years now. We watched the development there. I'm on my hyperdrive account here. It's at 4 million. This is 1 year in. I've got the Executor. I've got like 23 or 24 relic characters here. I've got Wampa, CLS, Imperial Troopers. I'm going to get Galactic Legend Leia here in a couple of months by spending $100 a week. I'm doing that. The reason I do these things, I got my free-to-play Jabba account. I do these things for educational purposes. Let's see what spending does for you in the game. Let's see what spending $1,000 in a year, just under $1,000 in a year, does for you. This is what it does for you right here. It gives you this account with an Executor and several other teams that are successful in Grand Arena, are doing great things in the game. And, you know, I could have farmed maybe Executor and a Galactic Legend. I would have had to sacrifice all the CLS team and probably Wampa. And so I would have had to sacrifice a lot to do that, but I could have done it. I could have done the Executor and a Galactic Legend in 1 year by spending just under $1,000. Now I'm ramping up the spending. I am not telling you to spend. I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to show you the different ways that spending can impact your account over time. That's why I started this one account where I am spending, to compare it to my free-to-play account, to compare it to past free-to-play accounts, to compare it to past spending, and I started the new free-to-play account this year. I've started 2 new free-to-play accounts in 2023 just to see what free-to-play farming is like this year. Now we're rushing after Jabba. We've rushed Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on the channel. We've rushed Sith Eternal Emperor on the channel. We got playlists on those. Now we're rushing Jabba to see how that works on a free-to-play account. So should you spend on the game? It's really up to you guys. It matters on your pocketbook, what you're looking at, what you can spend comfortably with not impacting your family, how much entertainment budget you have in your life. That's how much you should spend on the game. And again, if you can't control it, get out. Just get out. Do something different. Find other Star Wars content to absorb if you can't control your spending, but it's not my fault. It really isn't my fault. So let me talk a little bit about my spending habits over time. I've got my original account. I started back basically day one. I did a bunch of spending on that account. I wasn't a whale. I was probably a good solid dolphin, and I would ramp it up at different times. I ramped it up to get Hux, and then I got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren very early on when he was released. I got Lord Vader like day one when he was released, and I had his ultimate unlocked 4 days later. And I'll talk about that later in this video. I'm going to show you a video of that and talk about it later in this video. But I also have my free-to-play account. I'm going to compare this 1 year progress, spending just under $1,000 on a hyperdrive account, to my free-to-play account at 1 year as well. You'll see that later in this video too. So you can get a lot of fun things in the game by spending. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't always make you feel good. It might feel good for a minute, but then after that minute is up, you look at it and you go, yeah, did I really need to spend? Does it help me with the game? And the reason I gave away my original account eventually, like a year and a half, 2 years ago now, somewhere in that range, is I was enjoying the free-to-play account so much. I was enjoying jumping into a free-to-play account and playing it from the start. So I actually gave away my account that I developed from the beginning of the game and spent a bunch of money on. I just didn't want to keep spending. I was trying to stay in those upper tier guilds. Being in upper tier guilds, if you're in those top 5, 10 guilds, it can be really taxing at times. It can feel like work, and that was wearing on me. So I eventually gave that away and focused on my free-to-play account. So, hey guys, your spending levels are up to you. How much you spend, when, how, where, what you spend it on, it's your decision. You're a human. I realize that some of you are maybe kids out there. I mean, by kids, I'm talking about under 18, under 22, still in college, still in school, no job yet. Please, guys, you know, be very frugal. Save some money. Don't just go blowing it on games and everything. And if you find a spot where you can spend $5 here, 10 bucks, okay, all right, whatever. But just, it's good to save money. It's good to have money there for when you become an adult. So unless you got, unless you got a good paying job as a teenager, some people have those. Some people even have, daddy's got a little trust fund for you. So everybody's a little bit different. I can't account for you. Let's do something here. Let's go, and I'm going to take a look, and this is where we're going to jump over to the previously recorded video. I'm going to take a look at my free-to-play account at the 1 year mark. We're going to compare that to here. So let's go take a look at this is me. Go ahead and play the video. This is me after 1 year of free-to-play in Galaxy of Heroes. You can see I was at 4 million on my hyperdrive account. I'm at 2.3 million here, and I've only got relics that are basically required for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I've got the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren relics, then I've got Darth Vader, and I think I've got Bosk relic on this account, and that's it. So you're talking about like 14 or 15 relics, and just a Galactic Legend. The ships aren't done. Anything else is Gear 12. I'm starting to work on gas here in this video. You can see what I'm doing. So, yeah, definitely behind, but you know what? 2.3 million with the Galactic Legend after a year, and starting to, I got a bunch of characters that are needed for gas that are Gear 12. I'm definitely not in bad shape on this account. And I guess there's another question that goes along with this. What is bad shape? What is being in bad shape? What is being behind? When are you behind in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? And I have to say, I think the answer is never. Even when I see an account that's a complete mess, now, I would say maybe if your mods are bad and you're not achieving, like you have a Galactic Legend and you're in Carbonite 2 and you really want to focus on Grand Arena, you're probably behind. You're probably behind. But when are you actually, but that just means you probably need to work on your mods and work on your counters and stuff like that. When are you actually behind in farming in Galaxy Heroes? Probably never. Probably never. You're farming at the pace that you want to farm at. If you're doing it free to play, if you're paying for farming, I don't think anybody should ever in this game. And that all changed when they moved the crystal payouts from the squad arena over to Grand Arena 2 years ago. That's when that changed. That's when, the feeling of I'm always behind should have changed for everybody. You should never feel like you're behind with your farming. There's just more farming. There's always more farming to do, but you don't have that catch-up feeling like I have to get this one team for squad arena to get my crystals or I'm falling behind the game. That feeling should be gone. I don't want anybody to feel like they're behind. But you can see that I can make significantly more progress by spending, $1,000 or $80 a month than I can by going free to play. So just keep that in mind as we look at that. Now let me take a look at another video here. So I have another video loaded up, and this is me unlocking Lord Vader's ultimate. Now I've actually, well, you can't see, so let's go ahead and play. Let's play this one. There we go, the play button. So I unlocked. This is going to sound crazy, but on my original account, I unlocked Lord Vader's ultimate like 3 or 4 days after Lord Vader launched. Now that doesn't sound right, and it doesn't sound like you'd be able to do that, but what happened was I had saved and I was testing and it was horrible. It was doing horrible. Now, there was no mall at the time. What was happening at the time was Jedi Master Kenobi had Cat, but Lord Vader did not have Maul, and he was not performing for anybody, and that's where all the Lord Vader stuff started on day one. So I unlocked the ultimate, I think, faster than almost anybody, except maybe Arnold, and I had videos out there and to help the channel go forward, but it did cost me definitely to get to Lord Vader on day one. The ultimate didn't really cost me, because what I had done is I had farmed Jedi Master Luke previously, and I never activated Jedi Master Luke's ultimate, so I had 10 ultimate mats. Is it 12 or is it 14 or 16 for Lord? I don't remember, but I had to get some more ultimate mats to activate Lord Vader's ultimate in the process. So, By the way, guys, Jedi Master Luke, without his ultimate, he worked just fine. I never had any problems with Jedi Master Luke. I think he's got the least useful ultimate in the game. I really do. Anyway, so to get to that, I obviously had to spend. I was spending on Lord Vader to unlock him on day one. There's just spending about. And I spent in the game prior to that. I spent on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I got Hux really quickly. I definitely have spent pretty significantly at different points this game on my original main account. So let's talk turkey here. How did it make me feel when I was spending? And I think that's a really legitimate and fair question to ask. The answer is this, and I remember having this conversation with my buddy Dylar. Dylar and I were really close back in the day. We still talk, and Dylar was a content creator back in the game back in the day. So, I remember feeling like I would go and I would pay for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and I'd get him unlocked, be like, yeah, and for a couple days it's awesome, and then it's like, well, I mean, now what? You know, it didn't give me a great, super good, super clean feeling inside that I had spent money on the game. And then what it did was it elevated my roster to the point where I was in top tier guilds, and I would get yelled at if I did the wrong team for territory battles or territory wars. There was a problem with, at the beginning of the Challenge Rancor when it came out, I was murking for that, so I was leaving my guild to do Challenge Rancor and then coming back into the guild, and it was pretty messy. And at the top tier of the game, you know, they take the game pretty seriously, and I was in that guild and I wasn't enjoying it, and so I was wailing on these characters and then ending up in a place where it's kind of a doom loop where I'd wail and then I'd like to get the character, then I'd play, and I'd feel like I wasn't really having as much fun as I wanted to have, and I was in this constant doom loop of that over and over and over again. So it doesn't always, it's, you know, you're playing a game, feeling good in the game is part of the deal. You want to feel good while you're playing the game. And being in a constant, it can really make you feel worse spending money. Spending money in the game can really make you feel worse. It really, really can, guys. Now, for me, I do it mostly for educational purposes. I want to see what's going on with the game. What do I get out of spending? You see, right now, here, I'm showing you what I get out of spending. What does it result me? What can I teach you? What can I teach you about spending? That's what we're doing right here. You know, you do a hyperdrive bundle, and you keep your crystals refreshed, you spend under $1,000 in a year. What do you get out of that? You get my hyperdrive account. You get an account with a 7-star executor. You've got a CLS team, a bounty hunter team, a Wampa, a Savage, an Emphas Nest, a Jedi Anakin Omicron. You know, you get these teams, you get the executor. So that's what you can get by spending money. So what I'm trying to do as a content creator by spending and reinvesting into the game, the earnings from the channel, is to kind of show you what spending looks like in the game. But at the same time, guys, I'm still got my Star Wars Dad account, which is, we're going on 2 3/4 years right now. I'll be 3 years in December. I haven't spent a dime on that account, and I'm sitting at like 6.4 million or something. I'm about to get my 3rd Galactic Legend. I'm up in Kyber. We're doing great things on that free-to-play account that I've never spent a dime on. I'm doing my free-to-play Jabba the Hutt rush right now to see how long it takes, how it benefits your roster, the things you can do with a free-to-play Galactic Legend rush. I've rushed Supreme Leader Kylo. I've rushed Sith Eternal Emperor. Now I'm rushing Jabba the Hutt on them. I do all these videos for educational purposes for you guys, and to honestly, my goal here is to grow the channel. I want to make the channel very successful, a great Galaxy Heroes channel, you know, and whenever down the road we lose Galaxy Heroes, which I don't know if we're ever going to lose Galaxy Heroes, folks. I mean, honestly, this game could go on for a long time, especially if they move the Star Wars over into another galaxy and they can start making new stories with it. So I think, you know, anyway, so I want to make a great Star Wars Galaxy Heroes channel for you guys. And the way for me to do that is to show the differences in how farming affects the game. You can do a free-to-play farm, you can get to this point, you can get a Galactic Legend, you can farm it this way, you can farm it that way, you can pay some money, you can pay a lot of money, you can pay a little bit of money, you can pay some money. I'm trying to show you guys all the aspects of the game, and for me, that's very fulfilling. And honestly, with where the channel is, I can afford to do it. You know, you guys are investing in the channel by paying for roster views, memberships, donations. You're watching videos that contributes to the channel, and I'm giving some of that back by showing how fast I can get to Galactic Legend Leia by spending $100 a week. So there's the spiel. There's the spiel. Does spending always make you feel better? The answer is maybe for a short time. Long term, maybe not. I don't know. Some people have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in this game and they feel fine. Great, if you could do that. If I had done that, I'd be broke. I'd be in a gutter. I'd be divorced. I'd lose my family. You know, don't do that. If you have a spending problem, and if you have a gambling problem or a spending problem, man, don't spend on the game. Do not do it. Don't start it. Don't open the door. You know, if it's going to take over your life, if it's going to sink your family, if it's going to make you not just a miserable person, but a person that destroys your life and the lives of others, golly, put your money away or put the game away. Put the game down and walk away, man. If you can't control your spending on the game and it's negatively impacting those around you and your family and friends, stop playing the game. Stop it. Just stop and walk away right now. That's what I'm telling you. Now, if you can play and keep your spending within your limits, whether that's free to play, dolphining, whaling, whatever, man, have fun. Have at it. Go for it. The game would not be alive today if people were not spending money. And people are spending money to the tune of $6 to $7 million a month right now. People have spent over $1 billion, probably about $1.5 billion by now of money that people have spent. Let me think here, 6 to 70, probably like $1.3, $1.4 billion people have spent on this game at this point. So that's what I got to say, guys. I'm not responsible for your spending, but I can give you what it feels like. I can tell you that if you have a spending problem or a gambling problem and you can't stop yourself from spending on this game, from buying packs, from buying crystals, from continuing to go, and it's negatively influencing your life or negatively influencing your family or those around you, just quit the game. You got to walk away. You got to walk away. But otherwise, for those of us who are having fun, spending a little bit of money, buying some packs here and there, enjoying it, seeing what we can do, staying within our limits, let's have fun with the game. Let's see what we can do together, and let's experiment and play around with it a little bit and see how it works. That's what I got for you today, good boys and girls. I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And of course, always remember, as you go about your days, as you open your wallets, as you close your wallets, as you get your credit cards out, as you put your credit cards away, as you cut your credit cards to shreds, as you earn money at your job that's well earned, you pay your mortgage, you buy the food for your family, you buy the clothes, you pay all the bills, and then whatever's left over you use for entertainment like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Have some fun. I will talk to you soon. Always remember, Nooch Too Good.